Hey everybody, it's Brianna Walters, or JBM, Juniper Bloom. I'm coming to you today with a few different messages. I'm going to break it into a couple different videos. But I'm going to start with this one, and it has to do with what everybody else talks about. Numbers 333, 111, 444, and so on. I first started with 111, 111 many years ago, and it was like to a crazy degree. To where I literally was writing them down. It was like every 20 times a day I was seeing 111, 111, 1111. And I thought, oh, this is nuts, man. This is happening so much. But I started writing it down, writing it down, and writing it down. And it took me many years to even know what that was or why I kept seeing it, but I kept seeing it. I kept seeing it. And anytime things would happen, I would see 111. That is a sign that you're being called to wake up, that somebody's trying to get your attention, your higher self, your angels, whatever you want to call it, both, trying to tell you that, hey, something is definitely nudging you, pay attention. But what do you do that time? Like, I didn't think then to look it up. I thought it was all, like just me, and YouTube for me really wasn't a thing back then. And so, gosh, that would have been helpful to have that. But yeah, that is a sign that, hey, it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to start paying attention to something else. 1111 is a portal that, once you start meditating and learning to go into your heart space, you can go within and delve deeper into your, consciousness, delve deeper into your connection, I guess you could say. It's a way to really just learn more and ascend further once you get there. But what I was told today is Metatron came through for these messages for me. He actually is the one who put them through, or I wasn't going to do this video because it is saturated. But apparently he thought I should. Meditation, he said, can only take you so far. You can meditate and meditate, but then, when you start seeing these numbers and synchronicities and things like that, you start incorporating meditation into them. Meditate into your heart space, and they usually will allow you to connect and give you messages. And sometimes when we just begin awakening, it is a way to really just learn how to connect to your heart space and listen inward. I remember when I first had my awakening, I had read or heard from my group that when you see these synchronicities, stop dead in your tracks. That's when you're supposed to stop and listen, because your internal guidance is trying to tell you something. I've also realized, like, all those things out there, like 333, is tied to your what you have been manifesting or thinking on is coming to you. It's also financial support. So when you see that, it's showing you that you are going to be supported financially in what you're doing in that time, especially, here's the key thing, is you are walking your path. Like, for me, I'm a healer. And I know the more that I did my awakening and the more that I listened to my guidance, I kept saying 333 more, and then 444, and the higher you go in numbers, the higher your vibration. That's another thing I've learned. So when you're vibrating at the highest frequencies, I see a lot more nines than I ever did. I never saw nines in the beginning. It was always 111, 222, 333, and they can get tricky. I've gotten into relationships I shouldn't have gotten into, I believe. Because I was seeing those numbers, 333, 444, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's a sign for me that it's supposed to be. But really what I should have done is stopped and gone within and listened to my guidance. But I didn't know that back then. I would look up the number and, oh, I'm being supported, 444, your angels are supporting you, your angels are with you. So I would think, hey, I'm good to go. But that's not always the case. It's not always a green flag or a yes to doing something. That's not what that meant. I thought that person was supposed to be special because every time they came around, I would see those number frequencies. And maybe it was actually more of a warning, now that I think about it, because I was the one who ended up hurt, right? Silly me, I should have just listened. Sometimes our angels put people on our pathway maybe to help us, but it doesn't mean they're meant to be there for long. So if you start seeing synchronicities like 333, 111, 222, it's good to really, you can take into consideration what all the meanings are out there, but you need to stop dead in your tracks. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Start to meditate, get out of your head space, and listen to your heart space. And you can ask for guidance, and you wait until you hear it. And they're all portals. Each time you do that, 1111 isn't the only portal. That's what Metatron is telling me too. They're all portals. It's all a way for you to extend your ascension, to really connect to those beings on even a deeper level each time you do it. You're really growing your connection. You're really getting to know all of your angels and things like that. Your higher self, whatever it may be. If you're wanting to do something and you keep seeing synchronicities, stop. It may be the wrong thing to do, it may be the right thing to do, but stop and listen. I went into a panic when all of a sudden I was unjustly fired from one of my jobs after my awakenings, not realizing it was keeping me too much in my headspace, and that's probably why. What was I thinking? But I kept getting the synchronicities, and I forgot where I was going with that. I remember the day that I got that phone call, I got 333, and it did say that my manifestations were coming through, that I was going to be financially supported, but I still panicked. I didn't go within. I didn't listen to my heart space. I panicked, freaked out. I worried for days, definitely in my head space. Never did I go into my heart space, and that got even worse until I broke my toe. I literally broke my toe so bad it was black. And then I realized, oh my gosh, that was definitely my sign that I needed to stop worrying and that things were going to be okay. And they have been. They really have been thus far. So according to Metatron, all the numbers mean to look within. Higher numbers represent higher vibrations. So the higher numbers you see, it means you're actually doing good. You're vibrating on a higher frequency, and the number sequences get higher and higher. But still, you can look at them as the guidance they're presented with. 444 means your angels are there supporting you. 333, that's one of the common ones. 333 is your manifestations are coming and so forth. 111 is awakening and portal. You can take all of those into consideration as well, because I've noticed 333 does, represent financial support. Manifestations are coming. But please, 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 don't just listen to that as that's what it means solely. It may mean to just meditate in that moment. Simply just calm your mind and meditate in that moment. Go within, ask questions, just connect, especially when you're new at it. When I was first awakening, I had and I heard that we had to use those times to really just go within. It was really building my connection, and that's what it was doing. It would happen. I mean, on the hour, boom, 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 222, boom, 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 333. And I'm just would stop whatever I was doing and I would just connect. And I wouldn't always get guidance. I wouldn't always get anything. But each time I did it, I felt like my connection was getting stronger. And so, that's really important. But another thing is they're all personal. And Metatron also said to believe in ourselves. No matter what is happening externally or what people are spewing at you, you must believe in yourself and what you feel is right. Because, newsflash, we're all different. My connections are vast and strong, but that's different than what you might have. It's different than a majority of the people I've ever known. I've taken their advice and it doesn't always resonate with me. It's what is right with me and my internal connections and my guides, because I have different guides than anybody else, but we all have them. We all have our higher self. We all have angels, and we are being called to really believe in ourselves. Utilize those numbers as signs and a way to connect, and that's showing you it's time to connect. It's time to pay attention. Pay attention to your thought processes too, because sometimes they're coming through to tell you, hey, think positive, raise your vibration. What you're thinking about is manifesting. That comes through for 111 a lot. People say that, hey, what you're thinking about, you're manifesting. And I think that's true with anything. It doesn't matter what number's coming through. What we focus on, we bring in. So if we are resonating at a lower frequency, and there you go with the ones, right? They're not nines. It's going to tell you that, hey, you really need to pay attention to what your thoughts are. Raise your vibration. Connect. Go into that heart space is how you connect. It's not up here. Your intuition, all our psychic abilities are through our chakras, but only when you're connected to your heart space. And again, every person has their own path with the divine. And you can also tell who's coming from a higher space than others. I feel it, you get around somebody and you just kind of feel a little more negative than you did 10 minutes before they came in the room. they're usually not connected to the highest place. And they will have a lot of information that is based more in the earthly plane. I know when it's a true connection, it's from the higher place. It's very short and sweet and to the point, you know, like one-word sentences sometimes, you know, just keep it simple, connect within, things like that. So just watch who your source is coming from. Have faith in yourself. Each path is different. Check your number sequences. It could mean to watch your thoughts. It always means that. Always watch our thoughts, because if we're thinking negative, we're bringing negative, we're in a lower vibrational state, and you cannot be very fully connected at that state, which again goes into all that other ego addictions and all that kind of stuff I will be talking about in my next video again, because they're still pushing for that. So all I can say is keep up with those synchronicities, but they are messages for you to listen within you and take them for what they are for you in that moment. You know, the meaning is personal. You can kind of tie in everybody else's meaning into it, but it's still going to be personal for you. And I hope this really, truly helps. And so did Metatron, because he had that to say also. Yeah, you know, that's the fun thing, is he said meditation can only take us so far. So what that's telling me is once you get to a certain point where you are connecting, you're meditating, you really need to strengthen that connection by wondering what they're telling you. Developing that communication with our guides is key, because each one's different, right? And as I do it, I've noticed I get less synchronicities, and it's just like, oh, a knowing. Or I just know they nudged me. Like recently, for example, I've had a huge shift in my life, you know, and something came through financially that wasn't supposed to, and it freaked me out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to call my bank. I need to fix that. I don't have enough money for that. I mean, it cleared, but if I didn't get it back, I was really going to be in trouble, right? It was a big amount of money. And I'm like, oh man, I went into a panic completely. I got to call my bank. I got to call my bank. And all of a sudden I got a nudge of, nope, leave it alone. And I'm like, what? You know, I can't leave it alone. But I knew I didn't need to mess with it. I knew I needed to let it go. It was something I kind of needed, and that's what was paid for, you know, but I was worried that I wasn't going to have any more funding after that. Like literally, I didn't have any more money coming in from any sources in that moment, and I knew that I just knew I was going to be in trouble. And all of a sudden I had that feeling, don't touch it. Don't call my bank. Let it go through, because I needed it. Apparently I needed that item. And I went ahead and I went against every bit of my ego that said, no, call the bank, get your money back right now. You don't need that item right now. We can do it later. You know, it's not getting you much business right now. We'll do it later. And so I went outside of my ego, thank goodness, and trusted my intuition, my guides. I knew it was my guides. And I didn't get synchronicities at the time. I just knew it. And I'm so glad I listened to my guides, to my angels, because guess what? A whole bunch of money came in I wasn't expecting out of the blue, and I still got to keep that item. And everything was fine. And I did not see that coming at all. But that's the thing, is we don't see things that our spirit guides or angels do. And I think that once we learn to really trust in them and believe in them, miracles happen, you know. And those synchronicities, when you're on the lower vibrational plane and you're learning first how to communicate, they come in a lot more. They're there for a reason, and it's teaching you how to communicate with your guides. It's teaching you how to communicate with the angels. It's teaching you how to calm your mind and go within to your heart space, which I think is beautiful. So good luck to you. I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. Please click like and subscribe, because I've got tons more videos coming, like ASAP. I'm going to do, again, more on lower vibrational attributes like ego and addictions. And then I also got some meditations that I'm working on, and some courses on how to meditate properly and things like that. So bear with me. It's a lot coming at me fast, so I may be starting to spew stuff at you guys pretty quickly. But keep your eye open, because I will pop some into these, the bottom of the video in the comments, even after the videos are done, and into my new videos as well. I wish you guys all the best. P.S. This moon coming in a couple days has really got a pull on me. Feel emotional. I think we're just supposed to really spew a lot of love right now. And if you don't feel like you're getting a lot of love, love yourself. I think that is key. Just keep loving yourself through this moon. and that energy feels better. I feel less sadness. I feel less angst. I've noticed some people are feeling a little bit angry. You know, that's part of the lower vibrational pull. So if you keep your vibrations high and just love yourself through this moon, you're going to be just fine. And use it to manifest, use it to release, use it to love. Have a great one. I will see you guys soon. Like and subscribe. Peace.